So what it is a complete party package every single month, and it's going to change every month depending on the time of year. So we have like a luau for the summer, and we have a back to school for the fall, and Christmas, Halloween, all those fun things. We're going to change it every month, but it's going to come with everything that you need in one package to celebrate, to have that party with your family. It doesn't have to be anything crazy, you know, just low-key fun printables for your family, just making it a little bit more special and also having you commit to spend that time together. That's our mission, and that's the purpose of the Celebration Circle, is to make it really easy for you to do that and to grow those memories with your family. So
what are your thoughts about that?
I think that's a great idea. I mean, especially like you said, the busyness of life, and what, like you sent out your Father's Day thing. And I know both my sister and I were both like, oh, this is perfect because we can print this out, cut it out with the kids or while they're busy, and then we can use this and have like something fun to show our husbands and dads and stuff that we appreciate you, but it didn't take all of my time putting it together. So thank you.
Is a Celebration Circle, is that something you're excited about and feel like you'd use?
Oh, totally. I mean, especially if it's already done. Yeah. It's so much easier to pick up and be like, hey, we're going to do something this Sunday. Y'all come over. It's going to be something special. And it'll make it easier for them to say, oh, sure, something different. Love it. Let's entertain the kids. And, you know, if they can jump in on it and include them in it, I think that would be a wonderful way to circle up all the family. But even just, you know, at home, sometimes it's just cool to get your core together and just really love on them, because sometimes you feel like you're going to all the soccer practices or you're going to all the things or at church or this or that. And if you can actually slow down and be intentional and have something cute to go with it, then why not?
It sounds, so you feel like it sounds like you said that it might help family that wouldn't necessarily come, to get them to come and join you. And what impact as a whole do you feel like it would have on like the closeness of your family or just the consistency of getting together?
Yeah, probably the consistency. And if we know that it's coming every month or even every other month for family to be involved with that, I think it's easier to get them to put it on their calendar as opposed to saying, oh yeah, we'll see if we can work it in. You know, if you're like, hey, we got this thing coming, it's a back to school thing. We'd love to, you know, we're going to get the littles involved and we're going to, you know, really send Corbin off to kindergarten. Then I think they would be more in than just saying, hey, come by for hot dogs. We're having another, you know, we'll have lunch after Sunday. So I think that would be a good tool to use to kind of not necessarily push people together, but to kind of entice people.
Yeah. And I hope it's an easy way for them to feel like you put all this work and effort into it, but for you to actually not have to do a whole ton. Like, I hope that it provides the tools to do that, so you're not feeling overwhelmed, but they're also like, oh, like, she really put a lot into this. Like, I appreciate you.
Easy hostess. Yes.
Yeah, I like that. So.
Yeah. One of the things that, because we just did it this last month with our family, and we invited like all the extended family, and my extended family, like, they still get together pretty regularly, like every month or so, but there's rarely like a theme. It's just kind of like what you talked about. It's like, yeah, come grab some burgers and hot dogs, and it's fun.
And the kids are bored, kind of.
Yeah, it's like, it's fun to like see everybody, but at the same time, it's like they all kind of like mesh together, right? Like if I look back on like the previous year, it's like, yeah, I remember like we got together with my family a lot, but like they all kind of like blend together.
Yeah.
But what was really cool, we just did like a luau themed one, and like again, we used like all the printables, like put it together in an hour, and like people were taking pictures. We told people like bring Hawaiian shirts, and like it was funny, like my uncle like supposedly collects Hawaiian shirts that we had no idea, and so he's like,
probably 10.
Yeah, he's like, did anybody not bring one? He's like, I've got a collection for
Oh my gosh.
And it was like,
you never know.
Yeah, I would never have known that if we didn't do that. And so now it's like, as I look back, it's like, oh yeah, I remember that funny like luau that we did. Like people had funny photo booth props, and like Jed always wears his funny, like he has a bunch of Hawaiian shirts, like. So like created like a memorable event out of something that was just kind of like a typical like, oh, just get together type thing. Do you feel like that would happen with your family? Like it kind of turns an ordinary event into something that's like more memorable that like people could look back on?
Oh, totally. And the kids would totally eat that up. I mean, just more, than sitting on the couch watching Moana for the 900th time or something.
Yeah. While the adults talk. Yeah.
Yeah. While the adults talk, or yes, exactly. So something to entertain them and to get their attention and to captivate them would be super fun. I think that'd be really fun.
Yeah. And we loved, like I had my little boy help us kind of here and there, and we had introduced it to him at the beginning of June, and we had it at the end of June. And so like the day of, he was just stoked out of his mind. He's like, it's so luau. Like, but it was really fun to realize like kids
the build up.
Cool. Yeah. And it was so fun for him. And all night he was like on cloud 9, and just made me realize like, this is what's more important to them. He's never been that excited to go to gymnastics class or
soccer or
t-ball. Like, that was like so special to him. So I want other people to feel that and see that in their kids. And I think it's a great way.
Cool. Or maybe even like in your celebration circle at the end of the event, like the luau event, everybody can list their favorite thing of the evening. Like, you know, Uncle Jed brought all 29 of his shirts. You know, something that you can kind of remember. For yourself when you look back on it when they're like, 18 going off to college, and kind of pull it back out or something like that.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
That's cool.
Look at that. Yeah.
Yeah.
using
Yeah.
Hadley Designs, like someone who is looking at like, oh, what's Hadley Designs? Like, is this like a, should I
Oh, yes. So yeah, totally easy printables to, kind of bring your events together that take the load off of you, that thankfully Becca and her husband have put together and put great ideas together. The dog's coming out now.
All right.
But just, I guess I would just say an easy way to pull an event together. And like you said, to kind of add a little bit of magic to it for your children, that they'll remember that. Especially with a monthly thing, I think it would be a great way to make yourself remember to have fun and to stop and pull back, and to remember that it does go by so quickly. And so these little spurts here and there where you can throw in some fun will be memorable to your kids as well as to yourself. And this is what you're going to look back on and be like, oh, I'm so glad we took the time.
For sure.
That's awesome.
All right.
We so appreciate your time. This has been awesome.
Yeah,
thank you.
Well, thank you guys. And again, thanks for making life a little bit more fun.
Of course.
Good.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good rest of your afternoon, Leanna.
All right. Thanks, Josh. Bye, Becca.